Welcome to Jesus Justice League. I'm your host, Joseph Israel. And I have a host with me right now. And what we really want to do, we really want to get into some things about social media, that a lot of people should be aware of. So we're not trying to be here long, so we just gonna go and get to the conversation. What's up, man? Let's do it.
How you doing? This is Rafa, straight out of wherever I'm from. Yeah, I'm gonna be from, and we here just to kick knowledge.
Well, now that my hosts have, my co-hosts have went on here and introduced himself, man. What we about to do right now? Just talk about this internet stuff, man, because I want to pick up from yesterday. Yesterday, you know what I mean. I was letting you know how they keep track of us because we went from social media to where they dangle that cash for us to be on there more. And most of us didn't want to be on there more, but then as the pay rates go up, and now we find ourselves right now in the algorithm. And what we gonna do, we gonna look up a couple of definitions, and we gonna give our take, and we want y'all to give your take on what all this means. Right?
Yes, sir.
Like if we dealing with computers, then technically we'll be somewhat being computed, right?
Oh yeah.
But to get to the point, man, let's go and get it in, man. Let's go and get it in. It's gonna pop up on your screen, man. If you don't mind, bro, can you go ahead and read the definition?
An algorithm is a set of well-defined instructions or rules designed to perform a specific task.
Hold on. Now we now what is the task that is going to complete of us playing in this algorithm or this social media thing?
Mm,
What is it trying to compute?
that's a good question. I'm kind of mind boggled. I'm thinking if it's trying to compute, it's got something to do with something that's not human like, but computed to be human like.
I'm thinking it's computing. Okay, the more we have to be in an algorithm, to me, the more we can be studied. And the more you study, the more it can get your image, name, and likeness, and along with a lot of more information in that.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like, if you just think about it, if it's computing, right?
okay.
That's what it says, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you read that again, please, man?
An algorithm is a set of well defined instructions or rules to design, rules designed to perform a specific task
Okay, you can go on here and finish it out, man. You know what I mean?
or solve a particular problem. In a computer science and mathematics, algorithm are fundamental as they provide a step by step procedure for automatic reasoning.
Automated reasoning.
Automated reasoning.
So, what is the reasoning that's being automated? That's being put out? Like you get automated cash. You know what I mean? Whatever stuff like that, man.
So
You know what I mean?
Obviously, if it's automated about, and it's an algorithm about specific reasonings, it's got to be to the point. I would think so, right?
Well, we are in a computer age, right? Technology, right?
Yes.
So, because this is the way I think. If we are in a technology age, you know what I mean? With technology, meaning using computers, not only just using computers now, damn near our whole entire life into a computer, right?
Right.
So if we are in the computer and it is performing a specific task or an automated reason or computing man, just read it again?
Okay.
Man.
An algorithm is a set of well-defined instructions or rules designed to perform a specific task.
Well, what's the rules, man? What are the rules for us in the algorithm? What are the rules that we have to abide by in order for the algorithm to go accordingly to how it is? Like, if we got to abide to more rules, then ain't that pretty much like being trained or programmed to act in a certain sort of type of way?
These people have set up this algorithm, uh, the powers that be. So I feel like it's if it's rules in it to abide by, that the higher power, whoever's setting this up, is giving out. You know what I mean? Because we didn't hear this algorithm thing until, you know what I mean, like all of these, you know.
Well, man, let's go to the other definitions. See if we can get a better understanding.
Right.
I mean, man, you don't mind, man, but you know what? You show is right, man. Like this is the thing that a lot of us don't comprehend. Cause right now we caught up in the glitz, the glamour that comes along with this stuff. But at the end of the day, now when I see what people do just for the be there to be that HNIC. Now what I see why Steve Harvey did what he did to Barney Mac. You know what I mean? Tried to snake him in the road for Ocean's Ocean's 11.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know, and tell the truth, you start to see it in people. So now I'm seeing what you would do to be a part of something. So it makes you kind
of algorithm of that time. Of that, yeah.
And now what that said, well, now what's this definition of it, man?
Okay.
Algorithmy.
Algorithmy, okay.
De numero enderum.
Algorithmy is a systematic procedure that produces the answer to a question or the solution of a problem in a finite number of steps.
So can you read the first part again, bro?
Is that algorithmy?
No.
The first one? Oh, algorithm. But the beginning was
just the beginning.
Okay.
In the dark.
Okay, so algorithm. And this is what the Latin term?
Yeah.
Okay, so algorithm is a systematic procedure that produces the answer to a question or the solution of a problem.
Hold on. So, answer to the question, and what would that question be? Since we are so called in the algorithm or in social media, and then furthermore, what was the last one you said? You said
question or the solution of a problem.
And what's the problem? What is now? That's when we as people got to ask ourselves with this, because see, we spend a lot of time trying to look smart and trying to sound smart, but then at the same time, still not on your P's and Q's of why we still up in here, man.
Right.
Like what's the purpose? So everybody is on social media. So if it's trying to what you say compute uh answer for the question.
Yeah, for the question or the solution of a problem.
What's the problem? Could it be the behavior of people knowing what they'll do? So those people, when you see them negative behavior, could it be they can probably know if they get in any trouble with anybody else? Could the algorithm use that against them in court?
Not just in court, probably
because of their behavior.
Too.
Yeah, because of their behavior.
Yeah, probably, man. That goes way deep.
And knowing what they'll do, right?
Right.
So when you got people like that, now you got to put rules in, right? That's what it says. Rules to a system.
Yeah.
To a system.
Yeah.
Systematic what? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out. To a systematic what? Rules to a systematic what?
The systematic procedure.
A systematic procedure. That's kind of like sound like MK Ultra shit to me. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
And it's a procedure.
Yeah.
And so now you gotta ask, what's the procedure?
Man, breaking it down, procedure. I need to know that.
So let me read the rest. So basically, we're going to finish this on now. The name derives from the Latin translation algorithmi, the numero endorum of the 9th century Muslim mathematician Al-Khwarizmi. Arithmetic treatise Al-Khwarizmi, concerning the Hindu art of reckoning. The Latin algorithmy became algorithm in English. The word is now used to describe everything from the way Google searches in the web to how Facebook determines what articles appear in a news feed. So sound basically like to me is trying to hide the truth.
Sounds like a filter.
Yeah, filter what they want to be heard and what they don't want to be heard.
Ain't that something? Wow. And this is my first time ever breaking an album about it or something like that. But this is my first time being able to break it down with somebody. That algorithm is, and that, it goes way deep than what we know.
Yeah, man. Like you said, it says is a systematic procedure that produces the answer to the question or the solution of a problem. So it's an either or.
Yeah.
It could be the solution or it could be the problem.
Yeah, that's
so when at the end, when the word is now used to describe everything from the way of Google searches to web to how Facebook determines what articles appear in news feeds. So that means if you go to the news feed, that's not guaranteed for your post or article to really be noticed, right?
Right. So depending, they can choose that algorithm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Damn. Excuse my
So
language, but damn.
so knowing that we have to give up certain rights to the rules that requires to this internet, as far as you can't say gay
Right.
or faggot or none of that. No disrespect to nobody,
Right. No
but
disrespect.
we just talking. So basically, you got to when you say something, you got to apologize by saying no homo or no diddy because you really don't want to offend nobody. So now that's in your head. So when you get out in the real world, you get a chance to use it. So now I think now you become more properly trained in the way they want you to move and think and act.
But what if the algorithm or the AI or whatever that you're dealing with at the time does?
Like the rules they require us and certain words we can say and can't say on
Yeah.
this algorithm.
Right.
It's gonna be the same way we're gonna be trained when we in the real world, when you go into everyday life. Say like me and you, we end up seeing each other ride by us or seeing each other, then it's like, you know what I mean, computer. But saying what we say on the computer kind of controls us on what we say.
But
Because instead of saying shit, ass, fuck, all that, now you train like a and see, and then saying other things that's offensive.
yeah, it studies us on a daily basis, and you know what I mean. And we say, hey, we don't want to offend, what's going on in this narrative or whatever. But you know what I mean. But what if once it does come out, you know what I'm saying, they go against that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we gonna slash that out. You know what I mean? Because we don't like this person anyway. You know what I mean?
Damn.
I mean, it could go like that, but it maybe not. Talking about rules, you know what I mean? Like the algorithm will basically make it own, make its own rules. It seems like I don't know.
So
I'm still trying to figure it out.
So how would you talk to him? Would you talk to him the same as you would as if you was a teenager or something, or like if you was in your teenage years or your early 20s?
Yeah, I would talk to them just like, you know what I'm saying, as a respectable person, like, you know what I mean? Just like
Back then or now?
uh,
Cause see, this one I'm trying to ask. I'm trying to ask like, if there was no rules and regulations on what we could say, and we can absolutely have freedom of speech, the way was it intended to have freedom of speech, then will we talk right? Will we talk the same way we talk right now?
no, we wouldn't. Yeah,
Because we know each other and we love each other. We know how to we know how we
yeah,
talk with each other, right? So
yeah.
now, not only your whole, it's like your whole conversation is being changed along with the way you talk, meaning how you put your words. And okay, say if I'm up here just bullshitting, just playing along like a character. You know what I mean? You think they'll let that go by? Say if I do a Charleston White playing a character and a lot of more other people.
Man, Charleston White. I think he get a lot of passes, bro. So I can't even speak on that. You know what I mean? I think.
Oh, so you feel, but okay. Well, this how I feel, man. Like after just hearing this, like
we can't speak on that dude because like
I'm not speaking on him. I'm not speaking on him.
This
is the way I feel. I feel like if I did become a court justice like the rest of these niggas, because think about it, they want us to be court justice on this internet.
So you think they would allow it
to entertain? Yeah, as long as we put out
I got you.
Dumb shit that can make you laugh.
Right.
We gonna eat it up, but then at the same time, it's gonna dumb us down and make us just want to stay stuck in that stage. And we got many more like sides to us, and the lack of better words, how I want to present that, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we got too many sides to us. And that, like, if you get on this internet, you have to put on another facade. You got to act. And I don't feel like I got to act accordingly. Not that I feel like I'm better than people, but I just want to stay in my lane.
Real.
You know what I mean?
Real stuff.
Like sometimes I wish I can get out and want to do the dumb stuff, but then once I get caught up with that, then I lose all wisdom and knowledge.
Right. Yeah. That's then
I become a jokester.
Yeah, another jester.
Yeah, court jester. Yeah, man. But I'm finna get to this one over here too, man. Get to the next one. So right now, y'all, we finna read another turn forward. In the 1690s, Arabic systems of computation from French algorithme, let me see, refashioned under mistaken connection with Greek arithmus. Old French algorithmy, the Arabic numeral system, the medieval Latin algorithmus, a mangled transliteration of Arabic Khwarazmi, native of Quavarium. Modern cure is in Uzbekistan, surname of the mathematician whose words introduced sophisticated mathematics to the West, algebra. So not only did this dude from Arabia, help with this algorithm stuff, also, he implemented this through algebra too. So now we know we've been programmed. Sorry about reading so like that, man. But my eyes bad, man. But just looking at that, man, mathematics to the West. You know what I mean? Mathematician whose words introduce sophisticated mathematics to the West. See algebra. you know, Stockholm Central syndrome. How can I say it? Suspects. So basically, not only in the schools we've been programmed, but now algorithm because now they found out what's in us and it's in vanity, really vanity.
You say United States, what was it, systematic?
The United Altered States of America.
Yeah.
We in the altered state, man.
Yeah.
And they keep putting us in a different altered version of the universe.
Right.
And now, TV, it's passe, you know what I mean? But now they came with an army of the weapon, but a weapon of the army or the military more powerful now. Because anything like this has to be okay through the military. I got uncles and cousins that went there.
Right. Yeah.
So,
yeah,
man.
My father told me, man, this is when I was real young. And, my father was born in the 50s, man. And he said his grandfather told him, Satan will work through television in the future. But it done went past television. Now we have these smart computers in our pocket. You know what I mean? Yeah. As they call them, cell phones. We're locked. We're locked in a cell. You know what I mean?
It started off with the calculators. Or you remember the dang, I forgot what you call it. The ones that had the little beads, the little ball where you did the arithmetic,
right.
Little thing. Yeah, I dealt with that too, man.
Right.
And the thing about it, like back then was way different, man. Like they took what was spirit, they took our spiritual aspect because most of it went along with their science and with their ideas.
Right.
You know what I mean? People don't really know nothing about that until you just really, man. Because you like when it comes to what you want to know, you can't be like. I learned that, man, in the debate today. I was right on what I was saying. It was just how it's presented because when you dealing with these debate leagues and stuff, bro, like it's all theatrics. You know what I mean?
You was in debate club?
Yeah, I was in the debate league. It was real brief, man, because I just started seeing the politics, and then it ain't worth being in the politics like that.
Right.
If you ain't gonna really just put it like this. How you just said you weren't gonna talk about Charleston White for the same reason. Like I won't do nothing else like that no more because put it like this, man. If it was just about the truth and about the facts, then more people will receive it. But then there's a lot of people that can hear the truth and they don't want their truth. They want that belief that they always been believing because it came from their parents,
right?
And their parents got it from their parents. Their parents got it from their parents.
Right.
Their parents got it from their parents. And
still they go that altered state.
Yeah, because put it like this. Let's say, for instance, I'm on a farm. And my life is a perfect example. Down south, nigga, moved up north, at an early age. And just, working in a cotton field, but then at the same time, learning different aspects in the Midwest.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, basically, what I see is it's just basically, man, I don't know how to put it, man, but just how things just really like you learn different things, and this is where we in a time where it's no different from moving in the city where you in this algorithm, this social media stuff, man. It's like you moving from channel to channel, becoming a different alter what you call it, alter self, your self alter ego, some stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like how it was on these movies when they used to see these dudes when they showed them moving the futuristic movies when they used to be sitting up there seeing themselves ordering from the TV and all that.
Right, exactly.
Like
and the third person or something, right?
Yeah, and it came into fruition, and then to me, it won't be long before the rules set in to where you basically can't do nothing, man.
Yeah, it won't be too long if we live to see it where video games be regular people.
No, but you also know they made the little clone like
Oh yeah, well they building pods. Real people.
they making androids.
I'm saying like they're growing pods of real people to where all you got to do is just put a chip in there.
Yeah, like it's like
DNA, man.
It's like they putting us to the top of our lust and pleasure. Well, like a nigga would love to be seen or to be noticed.
Right.
What dude wouldn't want that? What female wouldn't want that? But then at the same time,
you take it look at the backlash of it, I don't mean to cut you off. Like, then you can't be seen in the streets.
Yeah.
So
true.
It's really not. It's a gift and a curse.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So that means if it comes from a rhythmic settings or history, then that means we are part of the rhythm,
right.
The algorithm, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
So now we've been computed, study in a systematic computation.
Yeah, we basically just becoming a product. We're being shelved and faced just like you do in a grocery store. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you think about it.
So the person that's a threat politically, they can just wipe everything off, huh? Nobody even knows.
Yeah. Wipe everything off. Yeah.
So if I was a wild,
you in with the government, you get that done anyway, right?
But if I was a wild ass nigga, it'd be different, huh? I'm saying because it'd be entertaining because it'd be entertaining because I'd be a court justice.
Yeah.
So then now I could play and be a court justice to all my fellow brothers, right?
Cat Williams, what's up with that? I don't know. I'm gonna shut up.
I'm just saying, but we call ourselves kings and queens, right?
Right.
So what they're really doing is programming us to be court justice and stuff.
Yeah.
Just to entertain. And then
you
turn on the laughter because the laughter is a powerful drug.
Yeah, hocus pocus.
Just thinking about.
I'm gonna saw this lady in half, and hopefully y'all stay around for the end.
Yeah, because it's also it also derived from Greek and Old French.
Yeah.
Up to Arabic.
This dude gonna take a cannonball into his stomach.
Meaning they learned from different people themselves. Like these type of people took like different cultures within people cultures.
Right.
Such like when you get into the Quran, like that's why Mecca or Arabia is the city of Babel, because there the Quran was made because they took from the Bible And at the same time, you had everybody preaching the same thing, kind of like America today. Like when the truth come out, you know, either you gonna regurgitate it or you gonna follow it. And to me, a lot of words of the word. Because if you hear the truth, you should be able to receive the truth and know what you need to do to get the truth. But a whole lot of people want to be seen as somebody special, you know, and it's kind of crazy how people just but
like you say, validation.
if I was in power, you know, I could kind of say this would be called like what a biological warfare. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
Speaking, yeah, it's by like it's to keep the niggas in check, and they doing it without even force, and that's what makes it more special and more calculated. How they doing it now?
Right.
Like nigga, we ain't got to force you to do shit, nigga. Like you already in our files.
Right.
We know your we know your whole profile.
They don't.
So once we arrest you, it's gonna pop up in our computer. What's your problem?
Yeah, like what
your behavior. Yeah. That shit kind of scares me, man. Shit.
Oh, it's more than scary, man.
Like shit, and people really falling for it because the simple fact they playing into people's head. Like they giving you what you want, and then at the same time, off of you feeding that lust you got in you. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Now, you know what I mean. They giving you money. They dangling the money in front of that. They dangling their carrot in front of that trap.
Yeah, it's just like like we were just talking about the Charles Wayne. Like, only took him like a year to get rich.
You know? Yeah, because that's what they want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They don't want nobody. Okay, good. Yeah, honey, you know that. Yeah, because we're going to close it up anyway, man.
All right, for sure, man.
Yeah, man. All right, handle your business, man. I'll be here, man.
Okay, for sure.
Appreciate coming in, man. You know what I mean? Giving your take on your aspect of everything.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, boss. So, man, thank you. All right. I try not to get myself, you know what I mean, caught up in all this stuff, but when you got niggas steady trying to drag you in, when they can pay your teachers no mind exactly the same time when they did it in Arabia and Mecca. End up preaching the same thing. Before these niggas became Moors or what they call today, Muslims. These niggas was Moors before they made themselves Muslims today. They decided to let you niggas in. Cause they took your shit and added it with theirs. Now I can talk how I want to talk. But no, man, I hope this man been edifying, man. I know the lame ass niggas, they gonna go out there and try to emulate, but every time you try to take from me, my God always blesses me with something. Man, I can come right back after I get off this and come back, but nigga, I have no reason to compete with another nigga, especially when I'm talking about unity. Y'all can get your ass up out the algorithm just to get a clear head of what's really going on. But with that said, this is your boy Joseph. You know what I mean? The Messiah and the student of history. Still schooling these niggas like I usually be schooling. And this session right here was part of Jesus Justice League. On Dr. Mine got some more stuff. We're gonna be covering up, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Stay tuned. You know what I mean? Go like the channel. I know the haters ain't gonna like it, but damn, if I'm giving truth, why you scared to support the truth? I mean, you got that much wickedness in you that you will hear somebody like me spit the truth, but you don't want to give me that. I get it, because you want to be the man. But one thing you're forgetting, everybody's spitting the same knowledge. Only one person can really claim it, even though a lot of them try to claim it. This is why this is like identity theft. That's why you niggas got all types of different names. They didn't transform you niggas to be identity thieves. And you niggas, yeah, program niggas. But anyway, man, this is your boy Joseph, man. We up out of here, man.